Let us see the heading random variables. So you take capital X, okay? It is a real variable and it becomes random variable if it takes values, okay? If this random variable takes values from the outcomes of random experiment. So for example, toss 2 coins, okay? Then what will be the sample space? When you toss 2 coins, on both coins it may be head. On first coin head and in second coin it may be tail. Or in first coin tail, second coin head. Or in both coins tail, which is the sample space, okay? I said this capital X takes, if it takes values from the outcomes of random experiment, then this real variable is a random variable, okay? So I assume now capital X denote getting number of heads when we toss 2 coins. Capital X denote getting number of heads. So here the number of heads is 2. Here it is 1, here it is 1, and here it is 0. 0 heads. So capital X takes values now 0, 1, 2. Because capital X denote getting heads, right? Getting heads. So no head here, 1 head and 2 heads. So now you can see this is a random variable now, because it takes values from the outcomes of random experiment. Okay. There are 2 types of random variables. One is discrete random variable, other one is continuous random variable. What is a discrete random variable? See, this is an example of discrete random variable. If x takes finite number of values or countable number of values, then it is a discrete random variable. Okay. And if x takes infinite number of values or the values in certain interval, all the possible values in certain interval, okay, -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. Here I have used capital X, okay. Capital X takes value 0, 1, 2. I can say in general capital X takes small x as value. Small x is 0, 1, 2, etc. Right? So capital X takes small x in general. In general it takes small x as value. That's why if x takes values from -2 to 2, what are all the possible values from -2 to 2? There are infinite number of values, right? -2, -1, right? 0, 0.5, 0.61, 0.655, right? 1, 1.9, 1.98, right? 2. So if x takes all possible values from -2 to 2, there are infinite number of values between -2 to 2. Since all possible values here are many, and this random variable is an example of a continuous random variable, okay. So it is very clear what is discrete random variable and what is continuous random variable. A random variable is discrete if it takes finite or countable number of values. A random variable is continuous if it takes all possible values in an interval, okay. Next, let us see the definition. What is probability mass function, which we say PMF. PMF. And there are many notations for probability mass function. We say P of x equal to x, okay, or we say P of x simply, or we say P of x equal to xi, or we say simply Pi, okay. So there are many notations, or we can simply say P of xi even. Pi is P of xi. All are notations for probability mass function, okay. So if x is a discrete random variable, listen here, this random variable is a discrete random variable, okay, and it takes values. X takes values x1, x2, x3 with corresponding probabilities p1, p2, p3, okay, and we say in general it is Pi, right? And this Pi is the probability mass function. P of x equal to x. All these denote the probability mass function. And it is probability mass function only when it satisfies 2 conditions. Number 1, the condition Pi will be greater than or equal to 0 always. Okay. Whatever I may be, I may be 1 or 2 or 3, etc. This Pi will always be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. It will be positive. Okay. Always, or non-negative always. And the second condition, when you add all the probabilities, the sum of probabilities will be equal to 1. Okay. So in general, it is sum of pi, summation pi, which will be 1, where I takes values here from 1 to 3. In general, it is I from 1 to n. Okay. So what is probability mass function? So x must be a discrete random variable here. These are all notations for PMF, right? We use different notations for different problems, right? But you should know all denote the probability mass function. So since x is a discrete random variable, let us assume it takes values x1, x2, x3, countable number of values, and each one has corresponding probability p1, p2, p3, and this denote PMF. Okay, it denote PMF only when it satisfies pi greater than or equal to 0 always. Whatever I may be, I is 1 or 2 or 3, it will be greater than or equal to 0 always, and the sum of all probabilities is equal to 1. If these two conditions are satisfied, then this p of x equal to x or p of x or pi denote the probability mass function. Okay. So it's very clear about the definitions. What is a random variable and discrete random variable, continuous random variable, probability mass function. Let us see now the definition of probability density function. Okay. What's probability density? PDF. What is probability density function? Okay. So here we use, for density function, we use small f of x. Small f of x. F of x here is, this f of x is probability density function if it satisfies some conditions. Okay. So you should know those conditions like PMF. Like PMF, we say p of x is PMF if it satisfies the conditions. Some p of x will always be greater than or equal to 0 and summation p of x is 1. Similarly here, this f of x is probability density function provided f of x satisfies the following condition. Number 1, this f of x must be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. In second condition, see integral minus infinite to plus infinite f of x dx is equal to 1. There we say sum of probability is 1, right? P of x greater than or equal to 0 and sum of probability is 1. And being discrete, we can find the summation. But here it is continuous, right? Which takes values in all possible, which takes all possible values in certain interval. That's why we go for integration. F of x greater than or equal to 0, integral minus infinite to plus infinite, f of x dx is equal to 1. And also see whether it is p of a, listen here, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to b, which is integral a to b f of x dx. See, f of x dx being continuous, listen here, this interval a to b, if the interval a to b is strictly, that is a less than, strictly less than x, strictly less than b, it is integral a to b f of x dx. Whether it is p of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b, or if it is p of a less than x less than b, it is integral, or even see, even a less than or equal to x but less than b, which is a to b f of x dx. In case if it is say p of a less than x less than or equal to b, which is integral a to b f of x dx, whatever it is, integral a to b f of x dx. The reason is, listen here, reason is the probability at a specific point will be 0, right? If the we know integration at a specific value will be 0. Integration at a point will be 0, right? That's why whatever it is, the answer is integral a to b f of x dx. So if all these are satisfied, we say f of x is a probability density function. Okay. So f of x is probability density function. If f of x is greater than or equal to 0, integral f of x dx with limit minus infinite to plus infinite is 1. And probability of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b is integral a to b f of x dx. Okay. So we say f of x is a density function. So you know this, probability at a single point is always 0. Integral a to a f of x dx, which is 0. Probability at a single point, exactly at a single point, is always 0. Okay. And I forgot to tell you one thing, that here x is a continuous random variable. Okay. So in probability mass function, x is a discrete random variable. Here probability density function comes, then x is a continuous random variable. Okay. X is a continuous random variable. So you know definitions now thoroughly. What is a random variable? What is discrete random variable? Continuous random variable. Probability mass function for discrete random variable. Probability density function for continuous random variable. We say simply probability mass function as probability function. Okay. And the density function, we say simply here as, instead of probability density function, we say simply density function. If we say density function, then random variable is continuous random variable. Okay. Let us see now distribution function. Okay, distribution function. Density function over distribution function, or we say cumulative distribution function. Cumulative distribution, CDF. Cumulative distribution function, which is denoted by capital F of x. Density function is small f of x. It is distribution function is capital F of x. The definition is capital F of x equal to probability of x less than or equal to x. Probability of capital X takes small x as value in general, right? So capital X, if capital X takes the values which is less than or equal to small x, then that is distribution function. In discrete case, listen here, if the random variable is discrete, then our capital F of x is summation P of x, where the value of x must be less than or equal to this x, right? Let us say xi, because we know many notations, right? This xi must be less than or equal to small x. So if I do a problem, you can understand this, okay? In continuous case, the same distribution function is capital F of x equal to P of x less than or equal to x, which is integral minus infinite, upper limit is x, okay? Or we say here a to b, right? Here it is minus infinite to x. It is understood, minus infinite to x, upper limit is x. It is f of t dt. What is f of t? F of t is the value of the density function at t. F of x, you know, f of t is the value of the density function at t. And you can understand this definition when I do problem, okay? Now you just know capital F of x equal to probability of x less than or equal to x, okay? Which is the definition of distribution function. You just know this alone, enough, okay? While discussing problem, we discuss more about these two, okay? Capital F of x is P of x less than or equal to x, okay? Let us see now properties of distribution function. So distribution function is capital F of x. So it is a non-decreasing function, okay? And the values will be from 0 to 1. How we say in probability, right? Probability will be from 0 to 1. Similarly, this distribution function can take values from 0 to 1, okay? But x can take value from minus infinite to plus infinite. When x takes minus infinite, capital F of minus infinite is 0. And capital F of infinite is 1, okay? Now these are all properties. Probability of x equal to xi is, when once you know distribution function, you can find a probability using this property. F of xi, capital F of xi minus capital F of xi minus 1, okay? So if we have, if we do problems, you could understand the properties, okay? Similarly, listen here, we have properties of distribution function for this continuous random variable also, right? Continuous random variable. Let us see. That is, these are all properties when x is a discrete random variable. These are all properties when x is a discrete random variable. And we have properties when x is a continuous random variable. So like discrete random variable, here also capital F of x is a non-decreasing function. And capital F of x takes values from 0 to 1, while x takes values from minus infinite to plus infinite. Capital F of minus infinite is 0, capital F of infinite is 0. For any real constant a and b, and a less than or equal to b, then probability of a less than or equal to x less than, you can find probability. Once you know distribution function, capital F of b minus capital F of a is probability of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b, okay? So we have relationship between density function and distribution function. Density function is equal to differentiation of distribution function. density function equal to differentiation of distribution function. So here we have, right, once you know the distribution function, you can find probability. Similarly here, right, once you know distribution function, you can find probability. These are all properties for properties of distribution function when x is a discrete random variable. These are all properties of distribution function when x is a continuous random variable. Okay.